Do you think my life will begin when I finish school or fall in love or get a certain job? Or I'll be happy when I have kids or buy a house or move to a certain place? Or I'll live my purpose in life when I've saved enough money or the kids are in school or when I get a certain calling? Well, today we're going to talk about how these thoughts keep you in the waiting room that keeps you from really living your life. And we're going to talk about getting out of that waiting room for good. So many of my clients feel like they can start living when, or they will be happy when, or they'll live their purpose when. And I teach my clients that this is like being in a waiting room for your life. I want you to picture the last time that you were sitting in a waiting room at your doctor's office, and on the opposite side of the room, there's this big door. And on the other side of that door is a life that you love. And you're just sitting there. You don't even try and walk through that door because you think you need a key to unlock that door first. You think there is a spouse or a house or a job that is the key that unlocks that door and lets you walk through and finally love your life. So you sit and wait in the waiting room. But here's the crazy thing. The waiting room is created by your thoughts. There is no room. There is no door, no walls, no key. You sit in that small room that you've created with your mind, boxing yourself in, limiting yourself, and keeping yourself from a life that you love. And because the waiting room is something that you've created, you will stay there even after you get the house or the job or have the kids. You see, as long as you believe that you need something to start your life or make you happy, then you'll always need something. You may get something and you may feel happy for a little bit, but the minute you aren't perfectly happy, your old brain patterns will kick back in. The pattern that says you need something to be happy and to love your life. Your brain will tell you, well, I thought getting into this program at school would make me happy, but I'm not really happy right now, so I guess that wasn't the thing that will make me happy. But I'm sure I'll be happy when and your brain will come up with some other thing that it believes will be the key that finally gets you out of the waiting room. Something that will finally let you start living a life that you love. I thought it was getting into the program, but it wasn't. So I'll be happy when I graduate from the program. But when you graduate, your brain will say, well, I'll be happy when I get the job that I want. And then when you get the job, your brain will say, well, I'll be happy when I get the promotion, so I'm not at the bottom of the ladder anymore. You see how it just goes on and on. You're so used to thinking, I'll be happy when, or my life will start when, or things will be good when, or I'll work on my personal development and live my purpose when, that your brain just puts that thought on repeat like a song on your playlist over and over again. And it'll just have to keep filling it in with something new. You think, my life will begin when I fall in love. And you may fall in love, but that thought is still on repeat. My life will begin when, my life will begin when, and your brain will come up with something else. When I get married, and when you get married, your brain is still thinking my life will begin when, and so it comes up with another answer. When I have kids, but when I have kids, I think my life will really begin when they're all in school, or when they've all graduated, or when we've saved enough money for retirement, and so on and so on. You live your entire life stuck in the waiting room, always waiting for something that you think will be the key that opens the door to a life that you'll love. In reality, there is nothing keeping you from loving your life, from achieving your potential or fulfilling your purpose. You don't need anything. There is no key, no door keeping you from the life that you love. You just decide to start living your purpose, or to start loving your life, or to start living right now, exactly how you are, exactly how everything is. You can decide. When you do that, you stop the brain pattern. You push stop on that song that's on repeat. You tell your brain, no brain, you're wrong. You think we need something, but we don't. We don't need anything. And then the waiting room disappears. You realize there was never anything holding you back. Finally, you stop waiting and you really start living a life that you love. So, are you ready to get out of the waiting room? Decide today that you won't spend another second waiting for something else. Decide that your life has begun, that you will live your purpose, and that you will love your life starting right now. You've totally got this.